What is the capital in France? That is the riddle of the day. First two people I see to get it right, comment down below or DM me on Instagram at TheTalkin'Block. I'll shout you out in the next video. What is the capital in France? If you know the answer, comment, DM me, let me know. You get a shout out next video. What's going on in the neighborhood? What's up, guys? It's your podcast host, Nate Larrier of The Talking Block. And we're back. It's been a month. It's been a while. It's been a given time. And as usual, I always appear. I can't even fake this time. This is about my second time recording. But I'm doing it with all the willpower that I've got in me. I haven't felt like recording as of recently. There's a lot that's been going on. But it doesn't excuse the fact that what I do is not just for me, it's for those that are listening, those that are watching. And so I had to come up here and say something to address you guys, to address the audience, to address the supporters, the lovers, people that are still pushing to see whatever comes out on the podcast next. Really can't get into too much. I wanted to really just talk about what I got planned for towards the end of the month, what I got planned for next year, sort of, kind of. I've addressed it before, but now that it's coming in time, what are we expecting? But before I get into all that, I will say that for the past 3 years, I've been going through a rough time, and it's been hitting me at home all the time. It was a heavy topic that I had to weigh on my shoulders for a while, and I'm glad to say that it's over. And with me saying that, I can say that there's a lot more to come out of me. Healing is something that is going to take time, and it's something that I'm doing right now. I think I can finally say that I'm okay, but I'm not, but I am, but I'm not. It's just a natural pattern that we all go through sometimes. But with that, I'm developing into what I can actually be at peace with. And that pertains to the podcast because, I have these times where I leave and then I don't come back for about months. And it's just like, Nate, what's going on? It's coming to an end. The longest you will ever not hear from me is about a week. And even then, I'll be interacting more on Instagram. I'll be interacting more on TikTok. I'll be interacting more on all social media platforms because you guys matter. And I don't want to go into too much about it, but just a quick shout out. I want to thank everybody that was there from the beginning. My mom, my dad, Miss Deidre, my aunt, grandmother, they were supporting me from the beginning. As for the friends that have surrounded love and support, whether they were there in the beginning, whether they weren't, Jalen, Makesha, Robert, Aiden, James, really appreciate you guys. I'm not sure if everybody's watching, but if they are, I really do appreciate you. That was the support system that got me through, and where I wasn't so down, and especially to my mom, Miss Deidre, my dad, people like that, they never, when I fell, they never picked me up. They allowed me to get up on my own time. But at the same time, they also, hey, I get it, but you got to keep moving. They always guided me. They never, held my hand. They just made sure that I was in the right track whenever that needed to happen. So I really do appreciate that. It's going to be a segment. I will say that. Let me address that. Once I get into what I feel is comfortable to talk about it, it's going to be a segment that you don't want to miss. But we'll put a hold on that for right now. As for what's going on in the podcast, let alone this is not going to be a long podcast. Let me address that now. I just wanted to put something out there so you guys know that you are not alone, that I'm still here, that I'm still recording, that I'm still trying to do my best. But as for what's going on in the podcast, NFL season is coming up. 2024, 2025. We got a whole bunch of new draftees. We got good teams. My Rams team is looking amazing right now, let me tell you. I can't give too much on the stats right now because we ain't seen him put it on the field, but it's coming soon. But that's what this is all about. 2024-2025 NFL season. We are talking all NFL. Each week, I'm coming in. We're talking about what we saw, what I expect, who thoughts are going to the playoffs, the stats. You know, who's going to get MVP. We'll go over some of the best plays of that week. I mean, it's going to be an ESPN on the talking block. Like, who doesn't want that? It's all interesting stuff, but really, and I hope to have guests. If not, it's always going to be me by myself. But never sweat. We'll be all right. But just enjoying the time and also developing the podcast in different ways. I think, and I can say that through these past 3 years, I've developed so much as a podcaster, and the love that you guys have shown for that is amazing. Uh, Through the music at the beginning, it was like the first 3 seasons to developing, getting guests on there, and then, at the same time, still doing things by myself to now that we are on YouTube. Like, what greater development is that? But yeah, I've really developed a lot as a podcaster, and you guys are continuing to help me do that. And I just hope that we can do that. There's so much, so much that I have in my agenda as for what I want for the podcast. And I tell you guys all the time, I give snippets, and I know you guys are like, well, why don't you just put it out? Because it's a process. I've realized that being a content creator, being a podcaster, it's not just recording and then putting it out there. You got the editing, you got you publishing, you got the networking, you got so much that goes into it that I've never really realized how much time and effort you really have to put into it. And I say that because so many people say they want to content create, and as easy as it is, it's not. Consistency is the biggest thing that I fail at, as you guys know, and as I say all the time. And I'm not gonna put that aside or sweep it under the rug. I fail at consistency. I fail at putting out content all the time, and that's the biggest thing for me. So there's so much that goes into it, and there's different things that we, as content creators, as you podcasters, kind of struggle at, but that's something that I hope to get better at, especially now that things are getting a lot better. I just, man, oh man. I'm at a loss of words right now, just because I'm all over the place in my head, and not in a bad way, Just I got a lot of catching up to do when it comes to you guys, when it comes to me as the podcaster, when it comes to the podcast itself. So yeah, that's about it. I really do hope that you guys stay tuned for what we got next in the podcasting journey that we're going on. I can't wait. I really cannot wait. But besides that, I know that I skipped the poem of the day, but we'll try and keep it original as much as possible. What's going on in the world? 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 Biggest thing I can say is watch your surroundings. Project 2025. I've been seeing that going along on Instagram a lot. The election going on a lot. It's 2024. It's been 4 years. Time to get a new president. Just watch what you are feeding yourself, because there's a lot that's going on, and there's a lot that you might miss. Watch what's going on around you worldwide, because you never know. I mean, Russia, Ukraine still going on, Israel, Palestine still going on, and then half of the things that go on in different world countries that we don't know about. Watch what's going on. At the same time, watch what's going on locally. You never know what's going on locally. There's so much that you miss or that we sweep under the rug, whether it be, police brutality at one point, or whatever is going on in the governor, senator side of the local government, things that are happening in your neighborhood. I mean, so much. And it's not always the big stuff, but it's, possibly Dollar Tree could be scamming you, like stuff like that. Just watch what's going on in your neighborhood, watch what's going on locally. At the same time, furthermost, watch what's going on in your house. And I don't say that because I experience it. but I've experienced it through people. People told me stories that, family. I hate to say it, but family's people, so people don't always have your best interests. So watch what's going on at home. It just is what it is. Watch what's going on around you. That's the biggest thing I have worldwide, because can't lie, I ain't do no research coming into this. This is a off the top of my head, put it in a notebook, going off of scratch, whatever comes out. But watch what's going on in the world. Watch what's going on in your neighborhoods locally. Watch what's going on in your homes. Simple as that. And for last, touch things, wrap it up, I guess. The black neighborhood, black culture, black all of that. The biggest thing I got is BET Awards. BET Awards was last Sunday, and it was quite the show. I mean, a lot of new artists, a lot of new things going on. Usher tribute was great. I appreciated it. I'm pretty sure Usher appreciated it. It was something to remember. It wasn't like the original tributes that we've had in the past years, but it was still good. Victoria Monet did her thing. I, I I truly believe that Victoria Monet is going to bring back the music video era. If you haven't, I mean, and I don't want to endorse it like this because yeah, there are values and core beliefs that kind of contradict. But I mean, more so on the artistic aspect. If you have not, go watch her video. All right, Victoria Monet. It's very creatively made. It Many people reacted to it, and they spoke about how it gives off, you know, uh, credit to Jackson, Janet Jackson, Britney Spears, and at the same time, also Michael Jackson. But at the same time, still making it her own, and also bringing back that time where when you wanted to listen to music, you couldn't go without watching a video. And I really appreciate that. If she does that, that would be amazing. Let alone that you still have Chris Brown, people like that still do music videos. But just to bring it back in that aspect, if you haven't seen already, the artistic talent that she had and the choreographers she had are just amazing. But yeah, BT Awards, it was great. It has its things, especially with the Taraji B Henson and Keith Lee. I will say that that was a little stretched. I think that it could have went a lot better. Taraji B Henson, when she responded after Keith Lee responded, it was a little aggressive. Can't say that it was rude because she was just making her points, but it was aggressive. I mean, Keith Lee came on respectably and said, even when it came to him dropping the flower on the ground, just saying it wasn't his time, it wasn't the right moment. Whenever God has what He has for him, He will appreciate it. And the way that Taraji P Henson responded, it was a little rocky, but I mean, it is what it is. Like people said, it's entertainment. It's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, from the riddle of the day, which is, let me repeat it one more time. What is the capital in France? First two people to get it right, comment down below or DM me. I'll shout you the next video. Two, what's going on in the podcast, things that have been happening, things that are wrapping up and I'm able to heal from. To watching what's going on in the world, watching what's going on locally, what's going on in your homes, to the BET Awards, and it being just something that the Black people love to come together and appreciate their culture for. To all the good things in the podcast. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. I will see you next time. Next time isn't too far off. Believe me and trust when I say that. We're healing, but I'm not running away this time. So I just appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned in. Make sure that you guys listen to the podcast on Spotify. I mean, we're always gaining new listeners, so go listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, almost anywhere that you can listen to your podcast. At the same time, stay here on YouTube. Watch the Talking Block live. Go back and listen to or watch some of the other videos that I've got up there. And let's just come and grow the community. Make sure that you share, subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz. And yeah. Also, if you don't, follow my Instagram, which is at TheTalkin'Block, and then also on TikTok, toast dot to dot becoming TTB, and let's just grow there, the community. Again, can't wait to see y'all next time. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. This is another podcast episode of the Talking Block live on YouTube. I'm your podcast host, Nate Laurier, and I will see you next time.